Doug, you want to give it a test?
Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's great. It's fools.
Ba 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 ba. La 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 la. La 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 la. Huh? Yeah. Check 1 2. Check. 1 2 3 4. Hello, America. Good day, America. I love you. This is perfect. I'm coming over. Taking a look. If somebody makes a, did you see that catch? That's amazing. Oh.
Lead off for the
And welcome to Earl E. Wilson Stadium.
32, Zach Ashford.
Tonight's contest between the UNLV Rebels and the Fresno State Bulldogs, and a big game for both teams. We'll get into that and all the ramifications. But right now, Ryan Hare, starting pitcher for UNLV. He will face Ashford, Binns, and Arruda, 1, 2, and 3. Zach Ashford, the left-handed batter, center fielder. He'll step in, batting .374 on the year. Ryan Hare comes in with a 3.39, and the first pitch outside, 1-0 the count.
First pitch, 6:05, 70 degrees out here this evening. The winds out of the southwest at 15 to 20, or just to 30.
And who would have thought on May 16th I'd be saying that the game time temperature is 70 degrees. Now, the wind is blowing straight out, and that one will be a home run, a leadoff home run for Zach Ashford to start off the game. And the wind is blowing pretty much dead to center field, 15 to 20, gusts at times to 30 tonight expected. I got a feeling that's not going to be the only run scored in the game. But Zach Ashford now with his 4th home run of the year and his 19th RBI. So 4th home run, 19th RBI, and 1-0 quickly Fresno State. Carter Binns steps in. It's only the 5th home run allowed by Ryan Hare all year. He will set and deliver, and that one inside, 1-0. So 3 pitches so far, already 1-0. Binns comes in, batting .258, 5 home runs, 22 RBI. Fresno State, boy, they start a little slow, but they are on a tear, 17-8-1 in the Mountain West. This one chopped down foul. The count goes to 1-1. Head coach Mike Batesole comes in first place in the Mountain West, a couple games ahead of San Diego State, and we'll run down all the ramifications and what can be wrapped up tonight here on a Thursday night. Last 3 games for many teams. Reno already done with their regular season, and they are anxiously awaiting San Jose State and see what they will do tomorrow. San Jose State did beat Air Force today 8-7 up in Colorado Springs. So they are now 13-15. Hare sets and delivers a 1-2 pitch to Binns way outside. Sending the Rebels defensively. Didn't take long. That was James Gamble trying to get that ball in the center field, but it went over his head for a home run. Grant Robbins, the junior, over in left, and Max Smith, the senior, in right. Of course, right field will be the Sun field here for a while as we get later in the year. That's the tricky field. And the 2-2, and that one misses, so 3-2 the count. Around the infield, the freshman Duke Pahukoa. Can you really call him freshman? I mean, come on. By now, it's almost, we'll call him almost sophomores now, but technically still a freshman. Duke Pahukoa, Bryson Stott, the junior, at Darien Williams over at second, and Austin Pfeiffer at first. That one just misses high, and that will be a walk. So not a great start for the Rebels here.
The shortstop, number 7, JT Arruda.
Jacob Godman catching tonight. And Arruda will step in for the Bulldogs. Boy, there's no easy part of this lineup. 347, 7 home runs, 38 RBI. And Rebels will try to turn one of their double plays that they've been so good at turning throughout the year. Binns 6 for 8 in stolen bases. 6 stolen bases, 8 attempts. So, boy, that was actually a pretty good move over there, but you have to remember that sun will also somewhat affect even first baseman over there. Probably not quite yet. Probably another half inning or so, and that'll really start to get in their eyes. So Pfeiffer over there really having to concentrate on Hare. And this one is fouled up and out of play. 0-1 the count. So the Rebels will play tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday afternoon. If you're wondering why, well, this is the last throw over to first, and that one even a little bit closer, but Binns back. Well, it's because the Mountain West tournament will begin in Reno on Thursday of next week, so they always move it up a little bit for that reason. And basically, the Rebels need to win 1 of 3, and they are in. So they would, of course, love to do it because they could still move up in position. Depending on what happens down in San Diego, they could move up into second place, better seating. And unfortunately, if they get swept, you'd have to look up to see what San Jose does tomorrow and possibly Saturday. The Rebels could still be on the outside looking in, but 1 of 3 against the number 1 team. They went and handled Fresno State on the road to open up the Mountain West Conference play. So let's see if they can just at least snag one. And this one, boy, right to Max Smith. And Ben's going from first to third, and he will get in there easily. So Hare, who has been just magnificent this year, 7-3, 3.39 ERA, and he has yet to record an out. Runners at the corners, and boy, oh boy,
number 14, McCarthy Tatum.
The senior McCarthy Tatum. I told you no easy places in this inning. How about this? 356, 10 home runs, 58 RBI. 58 RBI. Rebels look to be playing double play defense, so they'll give up the run if they can turn 2. Pahukoa a few steps back on third. And the first pitch, and that one outside, 1-0. Hare has shown great control, having before this game only given up 18 walks, 49 strikeouts. But he's already walked 1, given up a leadoff home run, and the Rebels are down 1-0 here, just starting out. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one ground down off of Pahukoa's glove. That will be a single and an RBI. So that'll be RBI number 59. And it is now 2-0. So that is 16 in a row for McCarthy Tatum. And now Nolan Dempsey, 352. 7 home runs, 50 RBIs. Runners at first and second. Rebels definitely now, even more desperately. With the wind blowing out, you would think, even though the Bulldogs are sending Ryan Jensen, their ace, 9-1, but his ERA is at 3.42. And like I said, the wind is blowing out. You would think this would be a high-scoring game. But Hare trying to keep him right here. That one popped up. Boy, this is going to be a tough play. Stott wisely takes control. Would have been a lot harder play. So in foul territory, I know that's probably off of your camera angle, but that is caught by Bryson Stott in foul territory for the first out of the inning. And that was good hustle by Stott because that was a much harder play for Pahukoa.
Pitcher Jensen, and now the designated hitter, number 10, Emilio Nogales.
So as some teams are wont to do, we did not know. It was a big secret who the DH would be. So it's number 10, Emilio Nogales. He'll step in. A sophomore out of San Jose, California. Nogales betting 269. 1 out now. Rebels trying to turn 2 and get out of this inning only down by 2. That one way outside. Hare has missed. Not by just a little bit. He's missed by quite a lot on some of these pitches. Arruda at second. Tatum at first. Emilio Nogales up. 1-0 the count. Hare sets and delivers, and that one a little bit closer, but still outside. So Nogales, the sophomore, 2-0 the count. Hare sets and delivers, and this one is down, and Robbins is going back on his horse and just over his head. And then he has a little bit of trouble. That will score 2 more. The score will be 4-0. The throw home is too late. And a 2-run double for Nogales, and the nightmare first inning right now for Ryan Hare and the Rebels as they are down 4-0. 4 runs, 4 hits.
The left fielder, number 33, Nate Timian.
And that will get a conference at the mound before Nate Timian steps in, the sophomore. Timian batting .236. Sophomore out of Elk Grove, California. Robbins gave it a good try out there in left field, but the wind, as I said, is just going to help that ball pretty much to any field. As you can see, the flag pretty much blowing straight out. Throughout the night, the winds are supposed to keep decreasing. And if you're in the Las Vegas area, come on out tomorrow night. It should be an absolutely beautiful night for baseball. And even on Saturday, it's a 1 o'clock game. But, boy, I think right now the highs are right around 78. So beautiful May Saturday afternoon game. Rebels hoping that game is not the game that they have to win to get in. One game and they're in the Mountain West tournament going to Reno. They'd leave on Tuesday. So the count 1-0. Still only one out. Harris sets and delivers, and that one in for a strike. There was some action. Looked like Paul Ritchie moving around out there, but not throwing yet. Well, actually, Ritchie appears to be stretching out in the Rebel bullpen. And that one bounced up there. Good stop by Godman to keep it in front of him. Count will go to 2-1. Of course, if you're Stan Stolte, you have to not only think about this game, you have to think about tomorrow and Saturday, and knowing, in theory they could lose lose all three, and if San Jose State doesn't win one of the next two in Colorado Springs, but you want to control your own destiny. That one high 3-1, and Hare is not himself. He's had exceptional control throughout the year, and he is missing the strike zone, not just by a little bit, but by quite a lot. And when he gets it in the strike zone, the Bulldog hitters have been punishing him. If anything, the wind's picked up a little bit more now. And the 3-1, and that one does get the strike zone. 3-2 the count. Home plate umpire Billy Hayes. Don't forget, Saturday will be senior day, so come out. If you are coming out to the game, come out a little bit early. Honor all the seniors. And the full count pitch, and that one is popped up to right field. Of course, popped up with the wind. Max Smith battling the wind, battling the sun. He makes the out, throws it in, but Nogales does go from second to third. So that is the second out of the inning. Austin Chastain, the right fielder, now steps in. Batting .246. So the Bulldogs trying to send all 9 to the plate here in the first inning. This is the 8th place hitter, Chastain, the right fielder. And the first pitch from Hare, that one a swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. And the 0-1, and that one in there for a strike. 0-2 the count. Billy Hayes took a beat to decide if that was a ball or a strike. It did look like a strike, and it was called a strike. So 0-2. So Hare trying to stop the damage here and not allow that 5th run to score. The 0-2 pitch, and that one a big swing and a miss. That will do it. But the Bulldogs put up 4 runs on 4 hits. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. See if the Rebels can get right on the board here, live from Early Wilson.
And over at first base, assistant coach Pat Armstrong. And leading off for the Rebels, the shortstop, number 10, Bryson Stott.
Bryson Stott will be leading off the game offensively for the Rebels. It'll be Bryson Stott, Grant Robbins, Jack Thomas Wold, Darien Williams, Max Smith, Austin Pfeiffer, Duke Pahukoa, Jacob Godman, and James Gamble. Stott hitting .369, 10 home runs, 35 RBI. And they will be facing Ryan Jensen, the right-handed junior pitcher. He sets and delivers, and the first one outside, 1-0 the count. Jensen out of Salinas, California. We'll set the Bulldogs defensively here in a moment. That one in for a strike, 1-1 the count. The outfield, very deep, actually. Wow. Nate Timian, the left fielder, is really deep. Zach Ashford, the senior in center, and Austin Chastain, the senior in right. That one misses 2-1 the count. Around the infield for the Bulldogs, McCarthy Tatum at third, JT Arruda at short, Nolan Dempsey at second, Zach Presto over at first, and Carter Binns, the junior catcher. And that one, a big swing and a big miss, 2-2 the count. So I think we know now all the players in the game. Rebels looking to get something back right here in the first. Trail 4-0, 2-2 pitch, and that one is out to left field. Back goes Timian. He was playing, actually almost perfectly. I said he was playing pretty deep for opposite field, and I'll tell you what, with the wind blowing that way, he was playing deep for a reason. Just took about a step or two to his right and made the first out of the bottom part of the first. So Grant Robbins will now come in and step in, batting .263. And the first pitch way outside, 1-0 the count. Tatum playing kind of in at third, and Grant will take that one for a strike, 1-1 the count. So Jensen, as I said, came in with 3.42 ERA. 76 and a third inning pitch coming into that. That one misses. 2-1 the count. 24 walks, 79 strikeouts. So definitely tilted in his favor there. Walks to strikeouts. And that one, I think Grant would have liked to have that one back. That one was low and inside, but he swung over it. 2-2 the count. Of course, if you're a batter, you have to be careful and just try not to elevate everything, because you see that wind. That one fouled off as the lights are on here at Early Wilson. Not really taking effect yet. It sounds like somebody walking into Early Wilson made a nice play on that catch, according to, sounded like the Smokin' Sam's people behind us of the press box were clapping emphatically for them. The 2-2, and that one is a base hit to right field, so a single for Grant Robbins to break the seal on the hit column for the Rebels.
Designated hitter, number 19, Jack Thomas Wold.
And Jack Thomas Wold steps in. He missed some time in the middle of the season. Great to see him back. He's got the gloves on, which is kind of unusual for him, but coming back with that right now, batting .333. How's that? 5 home runs, 29 RBI. Grant Robbins only has 1 stolen base, 1 for 4, and you'd think down by 4. That one chopped foul, so that'll just be a strike. I think down by 4, and with that percentage of stolen bases, probably not going anywhere. Looks like we're in the landing pattern here. A few planes will be zipping in. Oh, that's the unmarked plane coming from Area 51. You may think I'm joking, but that's where that plane's coming from. That one just fouled down the first base line. Ooh, that one almost stayed fair. Fresno, that would have been tough. Hey, and the 335 Club get a souvenir down there. Somebody popped out of the bullpen and threw it up to them. Great fans down there, right field. Saw a few of them at an Aviators game earlier this week. And the 0-2, and that one is low. I'll tell you what, good stuff by Binns to keep Robbins at first. So the count now 1-2. Aviators out of town for until I believe next week. Then they come back against, they'll play Albuquerque. And a big swing and a miss. Wold getting one probably out of the strike zone. If you haven't been out to that Las Vegas ballpark, it is absolutely beautiful.
Second baseman, number 2 at Darien Williams.
So if the Rebels are going to do anything, Darien Williams will have to get on somehow, some way. He's batting .338, the freshman, doing a great job this year. A lot of freshmen on this Rebel team. The future looks bright for the Rebels in baseball. And that one outside part of the plate for a strike. 0-1 the count. Of course, Rebels have the Anthony and Lindy Marnell III UNLV baseball. This beautiful clubhouse over there in right field. I know you can't see it there, but brand new scoreboard, the Bruce Lane scoreboard in left field. A lot of improvements here at Earl E. Wilson. And that one is out to right field. This is going to maybe drop in no man's land. It does, in fair territory. And Robbins, I was kind of surprised he wasn't going more with 2 outs. He's at third. So Williams drops one in with, what would you call that, a 9-iron down the right field line? Just drops that in. No man's land. Didn't know if it was going to stay fair or not. And with the wind blowing out, that would have been one time maybe it would have helped the right fielder Chastain. So that will allow Max Smith to go there. Grant Robbins, maybe not the best jump off of first. I thought he might have a chance to score on that. But there are runners at the corners. And with one swing of the bat, Max Smith could bring the Rebels within 1. But we'll see what happens here. And, well, he was trying with one swing of the bat. Nice little uppercut swing there. He was trying to get it up there into the atmosphere and comes up empty. 0-1 the count. Max batting .308. Senior having a great year in right field. Really does a great job in probably the most difficult outfield position here at Earl E. Wilson. Jensen sets and delivers. Ooh, that one high. 1-1 the count. If Fresno State wins tonight, they clinch first place regular season for the Mountain West. If the Rebels win tonight, they clinch a spot in the tournament, and then their placement is still to be determined. Basically, the Rebels have 3 games to win 1 to punch their ticket to the Mountain West Conference tournament this year up in Reno. Thursday would be the first day of play. And the 1-2, and that one swung and missed. That'll do it. So the Rebels leave 2 on. Don't score any. 4-0. We'll go to the top of the second, live from Early Wilson. So Zach Fresno, the number 9 hitter, will step in for the Bulldogs. The sophomore will step in. Top of the second inning, 4-0. The Bulldogs with 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, lead the Rebels. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Ryan Hare will try to see if he can settle down, and that one in for a strike. 0-1 the count. So Fresno comes in batting .225. But then he'll be back to the top of the order, and that one chopped, and let's see if that has eyes, and it does. I think Hare was a little disgusted with himself for not feeling that, but it bounced well over his head, so maybe the disgust is getting the leadoff hitter to be on first. So now it'll turn back over the top of the lineup, and Zach Ashford, a threat to bunt, steps in. So with that, Pahukoa steps in. He's just off the grass. We'll see what the Bulldogs want to do here. Up 4-0. Presto does not have a stolen base yet this year, and he does show bunt. Ooh, boy, that looked pretty close, but a little bit low. 1-0 the count. Tomorrow night's game, 6:05. And as I said, Saturday, Senior Day. That is a 1:05 start. And that one in for a strike. 1-1 the count. I do sometimes have the bad habit of anticipating the call. So far, Billy Hayes and I have been pretty close, so we'll see. And the 1-1. Hare sets and delivers, and that one will be chopped to Stott. He will do it himself and throw over. Nice dig. Well, I guess he didn't hit the dirt, but still, nice play by Pfeiffer, and that will be a double play, 2 outs in the inning. Looked like there was a little hesitation of whether Stott would flip it to Williams. I think he made the right call, did it himself, and threw over to Pfeiffer, who showed a good stretch there at first to complete the double play. So Carter Binns will step in. He walked his first time and scored the second run for the Bulldogs. And the first pitch, whoa, that one inside, 1-0 the count. And that one right back up the middle. Oh, Hare had it in his glove, but it was a shot, and that will be a hit. Oh, Hare almost made a Sports Center play there. Right into the glove. Luckily, it did go in the glove, so Hare should be fine.
Arruda.
But I thought he had a chance to spear that one, and instead, it will be the 6th Bulldog hit, and Arruda will step in. He was 1 for 1 on the day. He had a single back in the first and scored the Bulldogs' 3rd run. Ben's a catcher, but he does have 6 stolen bases on the year. One in for a strike, 0-1 the count. Bulldogs have a good mix of power and some speed on their team. They're looking with 1 win to wrap up the regular season Mountain West title, and that one a outside. Arruda able to check up his swing, and the count goes to 1-1. Unless Hare really starts to get some quick outs, this will be going to the Rebel bullpen here. And not too many innings. Pitch count. Ooh, throw over almost gets Bins leaning the wrong way. Here's pitch count right around 35. Of course, if you're a Rebel fan from a while back, you're used to some catchers with speed. Eric Van Meeteren. He had some stolen bases back in 2014, I think it was. One and two the count. So Hare trying to put a goose egg up here in the top of the second. Trying to do it right here and keep Tatum, make him be the leadoff hitter. And that one will be chopped down. Pahuko is going to have a long throw, and he makes it. So good inning by Hare. No runs for the Bulldogs. We'll go to the bottom of the second. 4-0. Bulldogs over the Rebels. Live from Early Wilson. So Pfeiffer, Pahukoa, and Godman scheduled for the Rebels here in the bottom of the second inning. 4-0 Fresno State on top of UNLV. Pfeiffer batting .271. Jensen's pitch count 21 through 1 full, and his 22nd pitch is fouled off. 0-1 the count. And the 0-1, and that is popped up a mile high. Let's see who wants to take charge of that. Looks like the shortstop. And yes, it is Arruda. He'll put it away for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Duke Pahukoa.
Number 45, Duke Pahukoa.
Duke out of Durango High School here. Batting .189. And the first pitch, and he'll take that one. A big swing and a foul straight back. 0-1 the count. And there's something you don't see in the majors, a foul ball, and the umpire gets it, puts it right back in his pocket for a play later. That's a new ball right now. Pahukoa takes the next one low, 1-1 the count. So I was saying a lot of freshmen on UNLV this year. In fact, 4 in a row here. Pfeiffer, Pahukoa, Godman, and Gamble. This one chopped down, foul down the third base line, 1-2. Kevin Higgins, coaching third base, or the third base coaching box, and Pat Armstrong over there in first. Doesn't matter what the temperature, they always have a jacket on. And tonight, may actually call for it. This will drop down into the chilly 60s here in a little bit, I'm sure. As I said, stunning middle of May. Woo. I know earlier in the week there was a chance they were saying thunderstorms tonight, but that's pretty much all cleared out, so we don't have to worry about that. The 2-2, and that one is hit like a rocket, but it will go foul. Oh, Duke got all that one and cleared the fence, unfortunately for Duke and the Rebels, about 12 feet to the left of the fair pole. So the count will be 2-2, 1 out. That was a good-looking swing, though. And the 2-2, that one called third strike. So that'll be the third strikeout for Ryan Jensen here.
The catcher, number 23, Jacob Godman.
So now Godman will step in. Check swing, that one in for a strike, 0-1, Palo Verde High School. A lot of freshmen and a lot of Las Vegas local talent, which you love to see. Makes for bigger crowds and just more excitement here at Early Wilson. 0-2 the count. And the 0-2, and that one is a swinging strike. So that'll be the fourth strikeout already for Ryan Jensen. We'll go to the top of the third, 4-0. Bulldogs on top of the Rebels, live from Early Wilson. McCarthy Tatum steps in, 1-for-1 on the day. RBI single back in the first. 4-0 here, top of the third. Hare sets and delivers, and the first one in for a strike. 0-1 the count. Heart of the order, 4, 5, and 6 for the Bulldogs. Shadows just starting to creep into, or the main shadows. There's some shadows from palm trees that we've seen for a while, but right along the third base line. The 1-1, and that one is in for a strike, 1-2. And the 1-2, and that one just misses. 2-2 the count. That one was close. Which is important. In the first inning, when Hare was missing, he was missing not by inches. He was missing by a foot or more. That one a big swing and a miss, and that will be the second strikeout of the night for Ryan Hare.
Second baseman, Nolan Dempsey.
In that first inning, Hare was missing really by, like I said, a foot outside to batters, and now he seems to have a little bit better control. Second part of the second inning, and here to start off the third. So Dempsey steps in, and that one paints the outside part of the plate. 0-1 the count. So his pitch count right around 43. Looking for a quick inning here. And that one misses outside 1-1. As I said earlier, it's interesting because the Rebels need to win one game to assure themselves, and that will put them in the Mountain West tournament, which, of course, is the goal every year. So Coach Stolte and Maddox and Higgins, this one chopped foul 1 and 2. You know, they love to see Hare give them some depth, if nothing else, into the game because you don't want to burn your bullpen today. Let's just say you don't want to leave it to Saturday. That's a must-win, you know. And it's still only 4-0, and it's college baseball. Trust me, we had a game the Rebels were down by 5 in the 9th, and they came back and won. 2-2 the count. And the 2-2 to Dempsey, and this one will be way outside, but Dempsey does Hare a favor and swings at it, and that is back-to-back strikeouts for Ryan Hare.
Designated hitter, Emilio Nogales.
So the DH, Emilio Nogales, steps in. He's 1 for 1. He had a double and 2 RBI. That was a big hit for the Bulldogs back in the first. They've had 6 hits so far. Hare sets and delivers, and that one gets the outside part of the plate for a strike 0-1. Rebels set to send up Gamble, Stott, and Robbins, and that's kind of almost having 2 number 1 hitters because Gamble, if he can get on, can cause a lot of check swing. Boy, that's got to be a, yep. Okay, that one is 0-2. I was about to say, I'm surprised Hayes didn't look down, but he didn't need to. He called that swing right there. And the 0-2 pitch, and that one is chopped to Stott. He will get it, take a few steps, and throw over. So an easy, good inning for Ryan Hare. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. And we'll go to the bottom of the third, 4-0. Bulldogs on top of the Rebels, live from Early Wilson. James Gamble steps in, bottom of the third, 4-0. Gamble, Stott, and Robbins due up. Now here's an interesting thing. Gamble has great speed, and they'll always play him in at third, but at first, the first baseman is always back. And I swear, if Gamble could push a bunt down first base, he'd be on first almost all the time. Let's see what he does here. Instead, he'll take the first one for a strike, 0-1 the count. I would love to see Gamble try to bunt down the first base line. Look how far back Presto is at first. Oh, that was especially if he's going to swing like that. 0-2 the count. Tatum now taking a few steps back at third as it is a 2-strike count. You know what, James? Still, try that bunt down the first base. And there it is. 3 pitches and a strikeout. Wow, Jensen is found himself in a groove here. The body language of Gamble going back, not too happy. That's one of those, you get up to bat your first time, and before you know it, you're headed back to the dugout. But Gamble, you'll get up again, learn from it, and move on. And Bryson Stott is 0 for 1, so let's see if he Can learn from that. That one high. He flied out to deep left field. You might think Timian had to take a few steps back, but he was playing so deep in left field, he was actually perfectly placed. He only had to take, I think, 2 steps to his right. That one, Stott trying to go to left again. It's good to see Stott trying to go to the opposite field. And if you follow UNLV baseball on Twitter, UNLV, they're at UNLV baseball. If you're a Rebel fan, you might want to go there and see that link, that one out of the strike zone 1 and 2, as you can vote and help Bryson win a nice little award. We'll talk more about that in a minute, especially if he gets a hit, then we'll really talk about it. No, either way, he's having a great year. And the 1-2, that one low. But follow UNLV baseball, and they tweeted out probably right before game time how you can help Bryson get an award 2 and 2, and that one is, I thought it might be foul tip, but it is a strikeout. So that is, wow, 6 already, and I believe third or fourth in a row.
Grant Robbins.
So, yeah, Stott was named a semifinalist for the Golden Spikes Award for Top Collegiate Player and the Brooks Wallace Award for Top Collegiate Shortstop. And you can go vote for the Spikes Award. So they've got all the info linked up at UNLV Baseball if you follow them on Twitter or Instagram, I believe, too. This one chopped down, and this will be an easy inning for Ryan Jensen. We'll go to the top of the 4th. Rebels trail 4-0 live from Early Wilson. And Timian steps in for Fresno State. Hare sets and delivers, and that one in for strike 0-1 the count. So Hare is settled in. That was his 51st pitch. A little trouble in the first inning, and since then has not given up a run. And the 0-1, and that one is a big swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Shadows would be helping the pitchers right now. That one bounced up, not helping the catcher, but no harm, no foul, nobody on base. So 1-2 the count. Chastain and Presto will follow. Bottom of the order, Hare trying to get a quick inning here. And that one is fouled out of play. Thomas and Mack will be busy this week. Coming up later this week for UNLV graduation, then a bunch of high school graduations going on. And the 1-2, and that one misses outside 2-2 the count. Down in San Diego, 4th inning, Aztecs on top of New Mexico, 2-0. 2-0. That one popped up. Now with this wind, let's see who takes charge. Williams. Wow. Darien Williams goes back and makes a nice catch. I think Pfeiffer thought he had that for a minute. And Smith was coming in, and Williams took charge of it. And
Right fielder.
the last second stretched out and made a
Chastain.
good play. Anything hit up there is going to be an adventure. So good play by Darien Williams for the first out of the inning. So Chastain now steps in, 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out back in the first. Hare sets in, delivers, and the first one fouled off. 0-1 the count. Nothing like sports or kids just to make the time just go on by. It does not seem that long ago that it was the first series here at Early Wilson, way back in February against Seattle. And now here we are, the last homestand. In fact, the last regular season series of the year. Rebels are hoping with one win they can extend their season and go to the conference tournament to see if they can make their way to a regional. Last time they did that was back in 2014. Went up to Corvallis and won a game up there too. Did not get out of the region. That one in for a strike, 2-2 the count. I believe that was the year Fullerton was in the region, and I believe they made a pretty deep run in. I think they went all the way to Omaha, if memory serves me correct. They didn't win the whole thing, but I think they made it all the way to Omaha. The 2-2 fouled straight back. Count to remain 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Hare sets and delivers, and that one outside, so the count will go full. So Hare gotten his control back, especially back in that third inning. When he was missing, he was just missing. These last couple pitches have missed by a little bit more. So 243 hitter. Let's see what he does here in a 3-2. He challenges him. That one fouled off. There's a lot of foul territory. Grant Robbins on his horse, but it drops for a foul ball. Count will remain 3-2. Robbins was well off the line. The ball hung up there for a while, but Robbins, I don't think anybody could have gotten over there. But he made a valiant attempt, so the count remains full. Hare sets and delivers, and that one inside part of the plate for a ball. And that will be a walk. That's the second walk. First walk since the number 2 hitter, Binns, back in the first. So Fresno steps in. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Now this is the part of the lineup you were hoping Hare could make quick work of, and he still could here if he can induce Fresno into a double play. Fresno batting .229 now on the season. 1 for 1 on the day. And there goes the runner. No, and he stops in for a strike. Wow. Chastain started and stopped. Chastain does have a little bit of speed. 4 stolen bases in 6 attempts. I don't think he liked the jump that he got, so he wisely put on the brakes. And that one fouled off. 0-2 the count. 0-2. Hare in full sunlight. And the batter's box and home plate in full shadows now. It's going to be a little bit of an advantage for the pitcher. The 0-2, and this one is fisted out to center field, and that one will drop. Boy, I am surprised Chastain couldn't pick that up quicker and that he wasn't on third. He hung up there. That never looked like it was going to be caught, but Chastain playing a little bit safe. Runners now on first and second, and with the top of the lineup coming up, maybe not the worst play for the Bulldogs. So Chastain now 1 for 2, and he did hit into a double play back in the second inning. Hare will try to induce that here. So what started out with a quick out, now all of a sudden 2 on, 1 out for the Bulldogs, who are up by 4 here in the top of the fourth. And Hare sets and delivers, and that one a little bit high. That one fouled off 0-1 the count. Ashford 1 for 2. We talked about the double play he hit into in the second. Well, for fairness sake, we should probably talk about that he did lead off the game with a home run to center field. That one outside, 1-1 the count. And the 1-1, and that one is in for a strike. 1-2 the count. I almost said a beautiful Friday evening, because usually game 1 of a Mountain West series, but it is Thursday. There will be a Friday game tomorrow, same time, 6:05. And as I said, Senior Day Saturday at 1:05. So if you're coming to the game, come a little bit early. See the nice ceremony. And the 1-2, and that one is drilled out to right field. Back goes Smith, and he makes a diving catch. What a catch by Max Smith in right field. Wow. Battling the sun, battling the wind, and Smith puts it in his back pocket for the second out of the inning. Chastain does go up to 90 feet to third base.
The catcher, Carter Binns.
So Carter Binns, who's walked and a single, 1 for 1 on the day. What did I tell you about Max Smith playing a great right field, the senior? He'll be one of the seniors honored on Saturday. So remember that play. Woo! Especially if Hare can get out of here without Chastain scoring from third, or Presto from first, or both. Hare sets and delivers. Kind of overthrows that one a little bit. Outside, 1-0 the count. 72nd pitch of the night for Hare. And the 1-0, and well, it looks like he was overthrown again there a little bit too. 2-0 the count. Arruda on deck. So the bottom part of the lineup putting pressure on the Rebels here in the top of the fourth. Let's see if Hare can get that control back, and big swing and a miss. Wow. You think Binns was trying to get a 3-1 shot there? He was swinging for the downs. You can tell Hare is working the outside part of the plate, and that worked to his favor there. Godman set up on the outside part of the plate. And the 2-1, and that one, boy, maybe got a little bit more of the plate than he wanted, but it's popped up. Pfeiffer at first comes over. Like I said, anything popped up is an adventure today with the win. But good job by Ryan Hare. Great job in right field by Max Smith. to keep the Fresno Bulldogs from tacking onto their lead. 4-0. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth, live from Early Wilson. Jack Thomas Wold will lead it off here, bottom of the fourth, 4-0. Wold, Williams, and Smith for the Rebels. So 2 lefties and a righty. The left-hander Wold steps in. He struck out in the first. Jensen right now has 6 strikeouts. His pitch count at 42. So let's see if the Rebels can put some pressure on him. They had a couple runners on in the first. And that has been about it for the offense. 2 hits for the Rebels. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one inside, so 2-0 the count. Jensen kind of scuffling with the mound out there, kicking the dirt around. Wold, basic academy here, and he'll chop that one by the statuesque Patrick Armstrong in the first base coacher's box. And the 2-1 pitch, and Jack Thomas will take this one and chop it by a little bit more mobile Patrick Armstrong. He actually flung an arm out there, waving at the ball as it went on by. 2-2. Jack has definitely pulled a few down there. Even his first at bat, he shot one that almost stayed fair. And the 2-2, and this time he goes the other way. Now that one, boy, bad jump. And that one, boy, I'll tell you what, it hung up there and the wind helped him. Timian comes in and makes the catch. He did not have the best jump on that, but the ball hung up enough, and that will be the first out of the fourth inning for the Rebels. So Darien Williams will step in. He's 1 for 1 on the day, one of the 2 hits. Robbins in the first and Williams in the first both had singles, and there were runners at first and third, but the Rebels unable to cash in. That one way outside, 1-0 the count. And the 1-0, and that one is chopped down to short. Arruda scoops it up and throws over to Presto for the second out of the inning. Wow. Boy, when a pitcher's on, how easy they can make it look. And right now, Ryan Jensen is in control with a low pitch count. So Max Smith, who's catching right field in the top of the fourth, probably saved 2 runs. If that had gotten by him, I think Presto would have scored from first. He'll take the first one a little bit outside, 1-0 the count. So Smith 0 for 1. He struck out back in the first. And the 1-0, boy, he swung at one that was almost in the right-handed batter's box. 1-1 the count. And the 1-1, and that one is hammered out to center field. Back goes Ashford, and at the warning track, he puts it away. So Smith gave it a ride, but all for naught. We'll go to the top of the fifth, 4-0 Bulldogs over the Rebels, live from Early Wilson. So Hare gave up 4 in the first, but he has not given up anything since then. But this is going to be a test here in the top of the fifth. Arruda, Tatum, and Dempsey. So JT Arruda steps in. 348, 357, and 348. This would be the murderer's row for the Bulldogs. That one misses 1-0 the count. And the 1-0, and that one in for, Billy Hayes and I not on the same page. A little bit low, 2-0 the count. Wind is definitely blowing out, especially anything from center field to the right. It's really going to help any ball there. That one fouled straight back, 2-1 the count. Let's make sure Godman's okay there. I caught him a little bit. And the 2-1, and that one inside 3-1. So uncharacteristically, Ryan has already walked a couple. He's had such great control all year. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. The 3-1, and he kind of overthrows that one, and that will be a walk, a leadoff. Boy, oh boy, leadoff walk. Here in the third inning, really got his control back. We'll see what happens here in the fifth. First inning, he did not have his normal pinpoint accuracy. So Tatum now steps in, 1 for 2 on the day. He did strike out his last time in the third. Arruda has stolen 6 bases this year, been caught twice. And that one is sky high and foul and into the Rebel bullpen for a strike. 0-1 the count. Both teams have good-looking uniforms. Can't say that about every team, but the Rebels and the Bulldogs both do. Throw over to first. Ruta almost spun his wheels out there a little bit. But for a minute, it looked like one of those cartoon characters that's kind of running in place, but he got back in time. And the 0-1, and that one high and tight. 1-1 the count. So you see some pitchers stretching down there in the Rebel bullpen. I'm sure Let's see, pitch count at 80. Ryan can go into the high hundreds this time of year. So in a perfect world, I'm sure Coach Stolte would love to see him go another inning after this. There goes the runner. Great jump, great throw by Godman, but in there safe. Now, that was not a stolen base on Godman's arm. That was just a great jump by Arruda. So Arruda will get his 7th stolen base of the season, move into scoring position. That was a strike, so the count now is 1-2. Very strong throw, a little bit high, but still right on target on the bag. So Hare really needing the strikeout here. Williams kind of going to second, now goes back, and that one chopped right back. Williams, well, he could do nothing because Arruda gets the out, but Arruda does move to third with some really good base running. As soon as that thing was chopped and went to the right of Hare, Arruda was punching his ticket to third base.
Dempsey.
So now Nolan Dempsey steps in, wouldn't even take a hit to get the Bulldogs their 5th run. As you can see, the Rebels' infield is in. They see the way Jensen is pitching, and looks like hits might be tough to get by. And if anything, the gust, boy, the wind is probably at 25 to 30 now. This is probably the hardest. You can see Hare's jersey is really, really going. Now, let's see if Hare can use this to his advantage, because a lot of times when the hitters see that wind blowing straight out to center and it picks up, sometimes they will overswing, and that appeared to be what Dempsey did there. So 0-1. But Hare's got to be careful. Of course, Dempsey's trying to get in the outfield, even well, that one way high, 1-1 the count. Dempsey's just trying to elevate it, because anything up in that jet stream is going to make probably deep enough. I'm actually surprised that Gamble's playing pretty shallow in center, considering the wind. But I guess that's probably, with a runner at third, I guess maybe that's where he thinks he could catch it and do it. This one hammered past a diving Pahukoa that will score the Bulldogs' 5th run. And it'll be a single for Dempsey as Robbins quickly gets it back in, but that thing was smoked. No way Pahukoa could get that one. And there's now officially action up in the Rebels bullpen. It's a right-hander. I can't pick off the number. Ooh. No, not sure. Looks like a single digit. So Dempsey now at first. Nogales steps in. 1 for 2. He had that big double back in the first. 2 RBI on the day. He grounded out his last at bat. And the first one outside, 1-0 the count. That's Bradley Spooner warming up for the Rebels in the bullpen. And the throw over to first, and Dempsey with a tiny lead easily gets back. Rebels double play depth in the infield, throw over, and easily back again. And this one fouled straight back, 1-1 the count. As we said, with the win tonight, Fresno State would lock up first place regular season in the Mountain West. Rebels need to get 1 win of these last 3 games to punch their ticket to the post-season tournament in the Mountain West. And the 1-1, that one misses 2-1 the count. Rebels still, depending on what happens with San Jose. San Jose State won today. If they can win one of the next two up in Colorado Springs at the Air Force Academy, Rebels, if they lost all three here, would be out due to tiebreakers. If for some reason San Jose State lost the next two, then the Rebels would be in regardless of what they did here this weekend. But you really don't want to go into a tournament losing three in a row. You want to get there on your own accord. And the 2-2 pitch, and that one is chopped right back up to Stott. He'll take it himself, and that is what the doctor ordered, a double play there. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. Bulldogs up 5-0 over the Rebels, live from Early Wilson. Pfeiffer, Panco, and Godman. Three freshmen due up here for the Rebels as they trail 5-0. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Bulldogs. No runs, 2 hits for the Rebels. And both those hits came in the first inning for the Rebels. Have not done anything since. Let's see if Austin can do something here, and he'll take the first one low and inside. 1-0 the count. So Arborview High School is where Austin Pfeiffer went. And that one in for a strike, 1-1 the count. And the 1-1, and that one, boy, I do not know where that missed, to be honest with you, but it is a ball, 2-1 the count. Boy, the talent coming out of Las Vegas when it comes to baseball. This one is hammered to center field, and that will be a single and the third base hit for the Rebels. So Austin Pfeiffer will lead off the bottom of the fifth and get on base.
The third baseman, Duke Pahukoa.
It'll be interesting to see if Spooner comes in or if Hare will go out there to start the 6th inning. It's the bottom of the lineup, 7, 8, and 9 due up for Fresno State in the 6th. And the first pitch, and this one chopped down, will be too slow. Oh, and actually bobbled, and Pahukoa safe at first. Ooh, that was close at first. You knew they were going to cover 2 or be able to turn 2 because it was hit so softly. But that'll be an error, I believe, on Presto. I heard him say E2. I think Presto was trying to decide if he could go to second and get Pfeiffer. So a break for the Rebels. Let's see if they can cash in here. Now we will have a pinch hitter, I believe. Yes. So Vince Taormina will now come in for Godman. So we'll go from lower classman to upperclassman.
Batting for Godman, number 11, Vince Taormina.
So Taormina steps in, batting .273. Let's see what Coach Stolte has in mind here. Termina, well, that's as good as a bunt. So that is basically not a sacrifice bunt, but it works the same as a sacrifice bunt. As Pfeiffer moves to third, Pahukoa goes to second. Now, James Gamble had his first at-bat, probably one of his most frustrating at-bats of the season. He had 3 pitches, and let's see what he can do here. Like I said, if he bunted to first base, he could be on every time. Tatum in at third. The rest of the infielders, I'd say Presto about halfway. And the first one fouled, 0-1 the count. And the 0-1. Jensen sets in, delivers, and that one fouled straight back. And once again, Gamble 0-2. James trying to put it in play. If he can hit it to pretty much anywhere but, maybe if it was a line shot, if it was quickly to first, but if he puts it anywhere to the middle infielders, Pfeiffer should score. Nice fighting it off there by Gamble. That was a tough pitch. Now we'll see if Jensen throws one low and inside, we'll see if Gamble can stay off of him. That's the pitch that got him to strike out back in the third. That was in the strike zone. But I think Jensen could go a little bit lower. And that one, well, he goes the other way. He climbs the ladder, and Gamble swings at it, and it'll be up to Bryson Stott if the Rebels.
Bryson Stott.
Now, if you wanted it to be up to one person, Bryson Stott's a good person for you to leave it up to. Wind blowing out. Bryson with 10 home runs on the year. But right now, let's be honest, if you're a Rebel fan, you've got to just be thinking just to hit anywhere, get 2, and get right back in this ballgame. It is 5-0 right now. And the first pitch way inside, high and tight to Stott. I wonder how carefully they'll pitch to Stott. Of course, Robbins is 1 for 2. He had the first hit for the Rebels tonight. Let's see if they give Stott anything to hit here. And they do, and that one will go down to second. Kind of a little bouncer. Dempsey throws over, and that'll do it. So the Rebels strand 2 more. They've stranded 4. They stranded 2 in the first, 2 in the fifth. They trail 5-0 going the top of the 6th. Rebels down by 5. Live from Early Wilson.
attention, please. Remaining in the ball game and now doing the catching. Number 11, Vince Taramina.
So we have a new battery for the Rebels. Vince Taramina stays in and catches, and the new pitcher is Bradley Spooner. The right-hander comes in with a record of 2-2, ERA of 8.8, and he will be facing 7, 8, and 9. So Nate Timian will be the first batter for the Bulldogs. And that one is a swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. And another swing and a miss. 0-2. Spooner in 30 2/3 innings does have 24 K on the year. And the 0-2, and that one, well, that one, we're going to call that one a ball. I think everybody's going to call that one a ball. Right? Yes. If Hey-Reb was out there, that would have beamed him. But the count is 1-2. And the 1-2, and that is a swinging strike. So that is strikeout number 25 of the year for Bradley Spooner, and a good way to start for the Rebels here in the top of the 6th.
Austin Chastain.
Right fielder Austin Chastain steps in 0-for-1 on the day. He struck out in the first and walked in the fourth. Spooner sets and delivers and takes something a little bit off there and just misses the strike zone. 1-0 the count. Of course, his warm-up music is Soundgarden's Spoon Man. It practically writes itself. How could you have a last name of Spooner and not do that? This one golfed out to left field. Back goes Robbins and puts it away for the second out of the inning. So that'll bring up Presto, first baseman.
Zach Fresno.
Well, this Zach Fresno came in batting .225. He's 2-for-2 on the day, now batting .234. Nice little jump here in the later parts of the season. You go 2-for-2. And the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1 the count. We will know what San Jose, they play an afternoon game. That one a big swing and a miss. So by the time we are on air tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we'll know if San Jose won. And as I said before, that is important because if they win one more game, Spooner was starting to walk off the mound there, but that was called a ball, 1-2. They win one more game up against Air Force in Colorado Springs. That forces the Rebels to have to win one game of this series to punch their ticket to the Mountain West Championship tournament held this year up in Reno. It was set. It was up in Reno. I know, I think it was last year. It was where whoever had the best record. But, yeah, they changed it, and that is a strikeout. So great work by Bradley Spooner. 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Rebels down 5. Live from Early Wilson. Grant Robbins steps in. He will lead off the bottom of the 6th for the Rebels. Ryan Jensen's pitch count, boy, 64. He's doing very well. He's given up 4 hits, 2 of them in the 1st, 2 of them back in the 5th. So, the Rebels have just been one hit away from making this a really close game. This one shot down and deep in the hole. Arruda gets it, throws over, and gets him. Wow, what a play by Arruda deep in the hole. You got to tip your hat to the Bulldogs shortstop. Holy mackerel. What a throw.
Designated hitter, Jack Thomas Wold.
I'll say this. We have seen some great shortstop play. Of course, Bryson Stott for the Rebels. And some of the shortstops here in the Mountain West are very good. And that was a great shortstop play here by the Bulldogs shortstop, JT Arruda. And the 1-0 pitch to Wold, and that one in for a strike, so 1-1. Jack Thomas 0 for 2 on the day. Or I guess now we should say the evening. And this one chopped down. Will it get through? Nope. Second baseman throws off. Wow. Dempsey had to throw kind of off balance. He goes deep in the other hole. Shorter throw from there, but I thought he might be enough off balance, but he makes a strong throw over, and the Bulldogs flashing some leather here in the bottom of the 6th. So Williams now steps in, 1 for 2 on the day, and that one in for a strike. Well, Darien, don't hit it to Arruda or Dempsey's area. Let's see if he can go someplace else. That one high, 1-1 the count. And the 1-1, that one a low, 2-1 the count. Sun setting here in the Clark County. You can see some beautiful pink clouds there, maybe. I think you can. Nothing like desert sunsets. That one in for a strike, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rebels trail by 5 here, bottom of the 6th inning. We've seen a couple really nice defensive plays here, and that one a check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. So the count will go full. And the 3-2, and that one is fouled. I don't know if Williams is mad that he swung at ball 4 or that he didn't drive that down the left field line, but that looked to be low and inside. So the count will remain full. Max Smith on deck. We talk about that great play by Arruda and really good play by Dempsey. Max Smith had a great diving catch in the outfield to save a couple runs. And this one will be chopped down, so we'll see at first baseman. Not quite as dramatic, but he makes the play. Presto does, and that will do it. Wow, some impressive leather by the Bulldogs. Keeps the Rebels from even getting a base hit there. We'll go to the top of the 7th, 5-0. Rebels trail, live from Early Wilson.
Center fielder, Zach Ashford.
Well, Spooner came in the top of the sixth and retired the order 1, 2, 3. Let's see if he can do that. It's going to be a little bit tougher as it's the top of the order. Ashford, Binns, and Arruda. So Spooner's got his work cut out for him, and the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1 the count. Ashford 1 for 3. He led off the game with a home run to, we'll call it dead center field. It might have been a little bit to the right, but he put up there in the jet stream. That one in for a strike, 0-2. So Spooner coming in and throwing strikes, exactly what you like a reliever to do. And the 0-2, and that one just misses low. 1-2 the count. And once again, the wind picking up again. Seems to go low around 15 miles an hour out. Then every once in a while it'll go up to 30. Williams very smoothly gets that, throws it over to Pfeiffer for the first out of the 7th inning.
The catcher, Carter Binns.
Carter Binns will now step in, 1 for 2. He's walked, singled, and flied out. And the first pitch, inside part of the plate for a ball, 1-0 the count. And the 1-0, that one low, 2-0 the count. Spooner sets and delivers, and that one fouled off, 2-1 the count. And the 2-1, that one fouled off. The count will go to 2-2. Right now down in San Diego State leads 3-0 versus New Mexico. If that score holds, I believe that puts, and this score holds, that would mean Fresno State would lock up first, and I think that means San Diego State would lock up second. So it would be a scrum for third and fourth. Oh, that one is a towering fly, but it's more height than distance, so that will be the second out of the inning.
The shortstop, JT Arruda.
You're always a little nervous because that goes so far up in the jet stream. And that one misses. 1-0 the count. That one misses. 2-0. And that one gets in there for a strike. 2-1. Should be noted on that fly out to center field, that is Jason Sharman now in center. So Gamble is out and Sharman is in. And the 2-1 pitch in there for a strike. 2-2 the count. Smith, Pfeiffer, and Pahukoa due up for the Rebels in the bottom of the 7th. And that one misses, so the count is full. And the full count, that one is, wow, a ball. So Spooner trying to get 6 outs in a row. He gets 5 outs in a row before Arruda draws the walk. So now that'll bring up Tatum
Third baseman.
with 2 outs.
Tatum.
So Tatum 1 for 3, the senior. He had a single. He struck out and grounded out. Ruta does have a stolen base. 8 of them on the year. That went in for strike 0-1 the count. Spooner sets and delivers, and that one fouled off. Throw over to first, and back in time is Arruda. Yeah. So the count is 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch, and that one high and outside. Now the count goes to 1-2. And the 1-2, and this one is hammered out and will drop in front of Robbins. Robbins gets to it quickly, so Ruta has to stay at second. Boy, just getting that bat out there and
Second baseman.
gets the power from the pitch and drops it into left field for a base hit. So Nolan Dempsey now will step in with 2 on and 2 outs. Spooner sets and delivers, and this one is flied out. In comes and drops in front of Sharman, and that will score the 6th run for the Bulldogs. And on the throw in, hustling, Dempsey gets into second. So Tatum goes to third, Arruda scores, and the Bulldogs, after Spooner masterfully pitched to the first 5 batters he faced, boy, they're just dunking it out there into short left center field, and I believe Stan Stolte as he made a move. Yep, we'll have a pitching change here. Boy, that's too bad. Bradley Spooner did a good job, but he's given up a run here, and that'll do it for him. Rebels trail by 6. We'll let you know the new pitcher here in a moment. Connor Woods, a new pitcher for the Rebels. He comes in with a 1-1 record, 7.59 ERA. 2 men on, 2 outs, and it's the DH, Emilio Nogales, who steps in. 1 for 3 on the day. And the first pitch, and that one is hammered foul. 0-1 the count. Well, we've seen some great defensive plays by both teams tonight. But the offensive fireworks have all been Bulldogs. 6 runs, 10 hits. And that one outside, 1-1 the count. Wood sets and delivers, and that one a swing and a miss, 1-2. And the 1-2, that one misses low, 2-2 the count. Wind blowing straight out, but probably one of the lighter times. As I said, the wind was supposed to continue to decrease throughout the evening. Tomorrow night should be a beautiful night for baseball. 6:05 start. That one chopped foul. Count will remain 2-2. How about this? Tomorrow's high 75 degrees. So if you're in the Las Vegas area, come on out to Early Wilson for tomorrow night's ball game. And the 2-2 pitch, and that one misses, 3-2. Taormina doing everything he can to make sure that ball does not get behind him. So full count now. Let's see what Connor can do here on a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs, 2 on, and that one bounces up there, and that will be a walk, and the bases will be loaded. Timian will step in.
Left fielder, Nate Timian.
Timian 0 for 3 on the day. He's working on a 7-game hit streak. Bases loaded, 2 outs. In the first pitch, boy, bounced up there again. Vince is having to do his best Marc-Andre Fleury imitation here and trying to stop everything. So far he has, but Connor's going to have to get the ball up a little bit higher. And the 1-0, and that a swing and a miss. Chastain on deck if Timian can do something here to keep the inning alive. Bulldogs at every base. 2 outs. Wood sets and delivers, and that one is bounced, and this will get by Taormina. And each of the runners advance. That'll be the 7th run of the evening for the Bulldogs. So the wild pitch charged to Woods, and you could almost see that coming, couldn't you? Vince tried his best for many pitches, but it just kept being hammered there in the dirt. So the count 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch, and that one is out to right field, and it will drop foul. Just foul by about 1.5 feet. So the count is 2-2. Just a long strike. 335 Club was tracking it all the way down there in the right field corner. Well, nothing else, down now by 7. You'd love to see Connor Woods give the Rebels some innings as There's still 2 more games in this series. There's a right-hander up in the Rebel bullpen. Let's see if Connor can give the Rebels some innings here and get out of here. And the 2-2, that one will be fouled off. And amazingly, if that looks to be going into the Rebel bullpen. Oh, and a nice play down there in the Rebel bullpen by a unknown numbered player. And more importantly, the count remains 2-2 with 2 outs, 2 on, 2 in. I think that's all the 2s I can get. And that one, a check swing, he does go. So that'll do it. But the Bulldogs do tack on 2. They lead 7-0 here, going to the bottom of the 7th. Live from Early Wilson. Max Smith will step in for the Rebels. Smith, Pfeiffer, and Pahukoa due up for the Rebels here, bottom of the 7th. Jensen's pitch count sitting at a very manageable 76. And the first pitch right down the pipes for a strike, 0-1. If you're a Rebels fan, you just hope that they could get a little bit of noise and make the Bulldogs at least use some of that bullpen. But Jensen right now is having none of that. And the 0-1, and that one is golfed out to left. Timian takes a few steps over and puts it away for the first out of the inning.
First baseman, Austin Pfeiffer.
So Austin Pfeiffer steps in. He had a single his last at-bat. Singled right up the middle. 1 for 2 on the day. And that one swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Well, you can see why Ryan Jensen is so highly regarded. He is doing very well. And this one in for a strike. Seven Ks, no walks. And that's so important, especially when the wind blowing out, not giving any free passes. That one popped up and out of play. Rebels have given up 5 walks. And the 0-2, and that one will be fouled off. The count will remain 0-2. Chastain, Fresno, and Ashford due up for the Bulldogs in the 8th. And one low, 1-2 the count. Home plate umpire Billy Hayes going out there, and I'm not sure what he's saying, but he had a private moment with Ryan Jensen. I didn't see him. Oh, maybe just giving, maybe that hit Binns, and maybe Hayes was just being nice, giving Binns a moment. Kind of patted Binns as he came back there, and that one will be a swinging strike. So the 8th strikeout of the night for Ryan Jensen, and that'll bring up Duke Pahukoa.
Third baseman, Duke Pahukoa.
0-for-2. He did reach on that error back in the the 5th inning. And really the Rebels have, in the 1st and the 5th, those were the 2 times that they had multiple runners on. They left 2 on in the 1st and left 2 on in the 5th. And other than that, have really done nothing. But they were just a 2-out hit from putting some more pressure on the Bulldogs, but that has never materialized as of yet. So with 3 hits, they have no runs so far. And the 1-0 pitch, and this one is a swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. As we approach 2 hours of game time, having started at 6:05, and one more tick of the minute, and it'll be 8:05 here locally. And that one, a swing and a miss, 1-2. What a crazy season in the Mountain West. San Jose, that one a called 3rd strike. And that'll do it. We'll go to the top of the 8th. But what a crazy year in the Mountain West. San Jose State started out strong, was in 1st place, and they have plummeted. Yet they could still make the conference if the Rebels can't get 1 game here. Not looking like it's going to be this game here, but we still have 2 innings. We'll come back for the top of the 8th. Rebels trail 7-0, live from Early Wilson. Austin Chastain steps in here. He'll be the first batter for the Bulldogs. Connor Woods remains in for the Rebels. And the first pitch, in for a strike, 0-1 the count. I must admit, it looks a little strange here in the middle of May to see people wearing legitimate jackets in the stands. What a strange... It has been probably the coldest baseball season I can remember. From February, we had some really cold days, and here it is May, and there are people wearing jackets in the stands. Middle of May even. And tomorrow, high of 75, so it could be a nice, cool, beautiful evening here. Coming out, should be less wind tomorrow. Then if you want to enjoy some warmth, not hot though, but some, I think, 80-degree temperatures scheduled for Saturday. And the 0-2, this one will be chopped down. Williams, takes a big bounce, but Williams able to stay in front.
First baseman, Zach Fresno.
That one way outside, 1-1. And a big swing and miss, 2-2 the count. 6-0 down in San Diego. San Diego State is on top of New Mexico. And a swing and a miss, and that is a strikeout. So not the results that would help the Rebels. They would have liked to have seen the Air Force Academy beat San Jose State. San Jose State beat them today. And they would have liked to see New Mexico beat San Diego State. So all the wrong scores if you're a Rebels fan. But tomorrow's another day, and Cameron Jabara is scheduled on the mound for the Rebels, and Davis Moore is scheduled on the mound for the Bulldogs. The 0-1 pitch, and that one is fouled out of play. 0-2 the pitch. And the 0-2, that one hammered out to right field, but over goes Max Smith to put it away. So good work by Connor Woods. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Rebels trail by 7. Live from Early Wilson. Taormina steps in, bottom of the 8th. Ryan Jensen still on the hill. He throws his 89th pitch in for a strike. 0-1 the count. Taormina will take the next one, chop it down, and nice play by Tatum. And that will do it. So Sharman will get his first at-bat of the evening. Came in a couple innings ago for Gamble. Sharman swings and a miss. 0-1 the count. Sharman batting at 289 in the year, and that one is fouled off quickly, 0-2. So we'll see if Jensen can get through this inning quick enough. They may keep him out there in the ninth and try to go for a complete game. Jensen has one complete game on the year. And the 0-2, and that one high and away, 1-2. Bryson Stott on deck. And the 1-2, and that is a swing and a miss. And strikeout number 10, double digits for Ryan Jensen.
Shortstop, Bryson Stott.
Bryson Stott will step in, 0 for 3 on the day. Not many times this year we've said that. And that one low and inside, 1-0 the count. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Bulldogs in the top of the ninth. And the 1-0, that one right down the pipe for a strike, 1-1 the count. Well, it's baseball. You got to forget the bad, and tomorrow, assuming not a big comeback here, try to put it all back together. That one in for a strike, 1-2 the count. I think Bryson disagreed with that one, but Billy Hayes, who's had a really good night behind the plate. In fact, all the umpires have. We sometimes get on them when they don't. I think it's been a very well-called game. And the 1-2, that one inside, 2-2 the count. So kudos to the umpiring crew here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bryson Stott looking for his first hit of the night. Jensen sets and delivers. And that one is 3 bounces to Dempsey. He surrounds it, throws it over to Presto, and that'll do it. Jensen with a heck of a night. 10 strikeouts. We'll see if he comes out for the ninth. 7-0 right now as we go to the top of the ninth. Live from Early Wilson. So Trent Bixby comes in for the Rebels. He will try to get the Bulldogs out here as Carter Binns steps in. Binns, Arruda, and Tatum scheduled for the Bulldogs. And the first one chopped down to Stott. He stays with it and fires across 1 pitch, 1 out for Bixby. JT Arruda steps in. 1 for 2 on the day. He's walked a couple times. He had a single back in the first. And Bixby sets and delivers that one in for a strike. 0-1 the count. And the 0-1, and that one way inside. 1-1 the count. Well, a win tonight will lock up the first place for the Fresno State Bulldogs in the Mountain West. And the 1-2, and that one just misses. Boy, Ruta looked like he was ready to put the bat down and walk towards the dugout, but just misses. 2-2 the count. Bixby sets and delivers, and that one is fouled off. Congratulations to all the Rebels that will be walking and graduating this Saturday. And the 2-2, and this one is down. Wow, nice stab over there. And Bixby in for a strike. Bixby sets and delivers, and this one chopped down. So Bixby, a good 1-2-3. Well, I almost said that too quickly, but a hustling Tatum made that play closer at first, but that will do. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Rebels need some magic. Otherwise, Fresno State will lock up the regular season Mountain West Conference title. Ryan Sullivan will be the new pitcher for the Bulldogs. And I think we've got a new batter up there, too. Looks like Chase Hansen will be coming in to bat for Grant Robbins. And the first pitch to Hansen in for a strike, 0-1 the count. Chase, the freshman. And went a little outside. Tomorrow night's game, 6:05 start again. And this one chopped down. Wow, nice play. Presto stays in front of it, and good play also by Sullivan getting over there. That thing That thing's had some heat behind it. And the Rebels emptying the bench right now. Seth Mullis will come in and bat for Jack Thomas Wold. Tomorrow, Fresno State will have nothing to play for, and the Rebels will have, potentially, depending on what happens to San Jose State, everything to play for.
Batting for Wold, number 12.
Even if San Jose State loses tomorrow, if they win on Sunday, the Rebels have to get one of these three. Now that one, Sullivan throws one just a little bit outside. 1-0. Since you're watching on video, you know that was quite a lot. And the 1-0, and that one chopped down to third. Tatum gets it, throws over, and that is the second out. Well, I guess the one silver lining for the Rebels is this was a quickly paced game. They'll get a good night's sleep before tomorrow's game. A Darien Williams who steps in, 1-for-3 on the day. And this one right down the pipe for a strike. So unless a miracle happens here, Ryan Hare will get his fourth loss of the season. Cameron Jabara set to go tomorrow for the Rebels. And that one will go through. So Darien Williams with his second hit of the night. He'll be the first Rebel with 2 hits.
The right fielder.
Good job of hitting by Williams. Max Smith now steps in. Sullivan sets and delivers, and that one a little bit low, 1-0 the count. Now, nobody's holding Williams on first, so he could go to second if he wants to. Would not be a stolen base. It would be indifference, but he's staying there at first. That went in for a strike, 1-1 the count. And the 1-1, and that one just misses, 2-1. Ryan Jensen on the hook for his 10th win of the season, and Ryan Hare would go 7-4. Jensen would be 10-1 if the score holds. And that one, Smith will dribble it out to the second baseman, and Dempsey throws it, and that'll do it. And Fresno State Bulldogs will be your Mountain West champions in the regular season, and the Rebels will have to wait and try tomorrow to do it. So Jensen goes to 10-1 on the season, and Ryan Hare 7-4. So the final score 7-0. Bulldogs over the Rebels. Live from Early Wilson. Until tomorrow, bye-bye.